Post-practice on Wednesday with Coach Wilcox. Go ahead and let us know in the chat if you have a question, and we'll start with Jeff Ferrado.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good. Can you, if there is an update to be given, can you share it? Can you share it on what's going on with Valentino Del Toso and possibly Stanley McKenzie?
Both of those guys are day to day. We probably won't know until tomorrow or even Friday. I would anticipate both making the trip, but it's kind of a day to day operation right now with both of them.
With Stanley, he hasn't played yet in a game. I presume he's practiced to some degree, but what would you reasonably expect to be able to do with a freshman who hasn't ever been in a game?
Well, if he's able to play and cleared to play, we would. I mean, at some point they all got to take their first snap, and so no different than if it was the first game of the year or the third or the seventh. At some point the freshman is going to play his first play, so this might be the opportunity for that.
And can you just talk about how practice has gone this week, and sort of if you've had a focal point, what's it been, and if there's a theme, and just kind of how it's gone?
It's actually been really productive for us. We've had kind of stayed on the same schedule, a normal week where we came out on Monday and did some corrections and got a head start. And then Tuesday kind of did our normal down and distance. Wednesday, today moved into our situational football, but got a good amount of crossover, Cal versus Cal. And then we do what we call service, where we service each side of the ball. Got about 20 to 30 minutes of special teams each day and different special teams units. So it's been a productive week so far. They've done a nice job coming out and practicing fast, and got to continue to polish it up tomorrow and Friday before we get on the airplane.
Thanks.
Then we'll go to Trace Travers from Rivals.
Yeah, I noticed Trevon Clark wasn't on the depth chart and he didn't play against Oregon last week. What's the status? What's his status going forward?
Trevon is excused for personal reasons right now, and we'll update you moving forward when it's necessary.
Got it. And on another note, we've talked a lot about the quarterback at Washington State this week, but what have their receivers done in moving to this run and shoot offense that Rolo runs up there?
Yeah, well, they get open and then catch the ball, and they can do something with it after they catch it. All of them have been productive. They're very quick, and I think you notice the quickness in and out of breaks and the speed down the field. So they're talented guys, and they know how to get open. So it'll be a good challenge for our defense, our defensive backs and linebackers, everybody involved in coverage to, limit those guys' catches and yards after the catch.
Do you see them running more of that, quick hitting stuff than you see maybe not in past years, but from other teams in the Pac-12?
Oh, I think they kind of have a array of route concepts. It's not just quick game. It's not just vertical down the field. They, have a different concepts that they work off of, and they're good at running them. So it's not like you can just play for quick game. They have a variety of routes that they'll run on you. So it's a good offense, difficult to defend, and I know our guys are excited to go up there and compete.
Thanks.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? If not, we'll might be pretty quick. I know we just had Max sign in, so go ahead, Max.
Coach, there's talk that Max Porgy might come back this weekend. He was a pretty good running back for Wazoo last year. What do you think about him, and how do you guys plan to contain him coming in?
Yeah, Max is a good player. We've known about him since high school. He's done a really good job since he's been there. Really productive, running the ball and catching the ball. And now it's proven that they have two really good running backs. So we know that whoever lines up back there in the backfield has got talent. And, for us, it's always going to come down to how we play. And we got to play really good sound defense. We got to tackle well. We have to get to the ball. We have to do a great job with our eyes and matchups and coverage because these guys, as we've seen, have an explosive offense. So whether it's running back, quarterback, receiver, the O-line probably doesn't get mentioned enough, in our opinion, watching those guys play. They're a really good unit. So it'll be a great test for us. And as I mentioned before, and our guys are going to be excited to play.
Okay, we'll go back to Trace Travers.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's anything in particular in your guys' run game that you saw that worked against Stanford but wasn't working against Oregon.
Oh, there's always things to clean up. I thought the guys competed really hard against Oregon, and we had a couple more explosive runs against Stanford. And, whether it was the front or the block or, something that maybe we did a little bit better, or maybe a matchup that was a pretty tough matchup. There's just a number of things that factor into that. But I thought Oregon has a really talented front, and they gave us some unique looks. And at times, we didn't quite finish those plays like we thought we could have. So our players did a great job coming in and learning from those plays, and took that to the practice field this week so we can improve.
Thanks.
Okay, go back to Jeff Frotto from Cal Sports Report.
Hey, Justin, it looked like Washington State did a really nice job defending the run against USC. I think they averaged like 1.5 yards a carry on the running plays. What's their style of up front? Are they a lot different than Oregon, for instance? And what kind of challenges do they pose?
Yeah, I think, there's no two defenses alike in the conference. There's some carryover you see week to week potentially with fronts and or coverages. Some teams move a little more than other teams on normal down and distance. But I think these guys are well coached. It's a sound defense. Everything's accounted for. They make you earn what you get. There's not a lot of gimmies, and it's again, the guys know what they're doing, so whether it's what gap they're responsible for or who they got in coverage or the alignment or leverage in coverage. So they do a good job. They're well coached, and they run to the ball and create some negative plays. So again, be a great challenge for our offense. Ultimately, like we always talk about, we got to go out and execute our plays regardless of, who's out there on defense or what fronts they're running, what coverages they're running. We got to go out and execute, and it's no different this week.
Hey, anybody with the final question? Give you a couple seconds here. Okay.